The foundation of private. Now what? Part 4, business trust. I know you're sad. Current events is over. You're weeping. But let's get into the show. So, this is what I want to get to real quick. Before I get on, into the nitty gritty. I wanted to talk about distinctions. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so let's get into some distinctions. So we're gonna make a distinction between trust. Now, some of y'all, know that there's a certain system of trust that certain individuals use, and then some of y'all may have some different understandings. I'm not really going to get into that today. What I'm going to get into today is a distinct purpose and intent of a specific entity. And, I know a lot of y'all are into trust. You're looking to go private. I know a lot of y'all maybe have financial issues and whatnot. And I also know a lot of y'all think you're really smart. Hands down. I'm just going to keep it real. A lot of y'all think you're really smart and that you can figure it out and you got this. Let me tell you something. Trust been here for over 800 years, man. Trust been around for over 800 years, man. Trust law is crazy. These laws is crazy when it comes to trust law. There's things going down that you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just going to let you know. Unless you have some specific private training, you're not going to get the full extent of what you need to administer a trust, a private trust, properly in the public. Google searching and listening to podcasts and all this other stuff. It's not going to happen. I don't care how smart you are, how dope you think, how ill your comprehension skills are. It's just not going to happen. I'm telling you. And, maybe I'm poking at your ego, so you don't know me. You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter than you. You don't know me. You don't know me. I know how it is, and I don't really care. I'm just letting you know because I said it. And if you got a problem with it, push 1 on your keypad. You can email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Whatever, however you want to do it. But ultimately, unless you get some sort of private education or some sort of private, mentoring, not only with, how to properly structure a trust, proper intent and purpose of trust, as well as proper administration. You out here, man, you gambling on a roulette, and roulette is red and black, and you betting on green, man. And I ain't here to, make anyone feel a certain way with regards to their ego, negative or positive. I'm here to just disseminate information according to the trust contract known as the Foundation Trust, man. Fiduciary responsibility is what I'm doing right now. I'm under contract. But what I'm going to tell you is, if you're looking for trustee training, email me, admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Holler at me. Closed mouth don't get fed. We're not going to strike a deal if you don't counter offer a deal. And with that being said, don't disrespect yourself and don't disrespect me. But ultimately, there's over 80 different types of trust, man. Lady, woman, they, them, whatever. I'm saying. Over 80 different types of trust. If any one person tells you that they know them all, they lying to you, you should move around. Move around real quickly. Get little. Go midget. You know what I'm saying? Just dip. Because trust and trust law is very complex. And even when you get into the trust law, there are specific trust attorneys who focus on asset trust, focus on spendthrift trusts, focus on remainder trust or living trusts. So trust law is really crucial. And I'm going to tell y'all some gems off top when we get into this, because I want y'all to know. And really, I like to step on toes. There's people out here selling, there's people out here selling the 12-step method to go private, or 12 steps and, get your 9-8 trust with the Rule 220 attached to it with, the straw dance and Michael Jordan sneakers, the retros, all in one. And a lot of that stuff is regurgitated. A lot of people are just seeing a situation, someone disseminating certain type of information in a certain way, and all they do is emulate or copy the program that they went through, and then turn around and they try to sell it like the person did, because I can do what they did, I can do what they're doing. They're not better than me. Not really willing to check their ego and sit down and really ascertain a true picture of what all went into this person's ability to do what they're doing. Everybody wants to discredit each other. And really it's because your ego is small. And it's so small that anything that touches it, it starts to crack. So in order to level the playing field, we just got to talk mess about each other. And really it's typically bad, and it's too bad. And I don't like to get involved in that stuff, like really. But it is what it is, and that's what happens. And there's other factors and contingencies that go along with it. But bottom line is that there's 12 steps go private out here. There's 12 steps. Get your 9-8 number trust. Get your foreign. There's a lot of that stuff, man. And I want y'all to be able to discern between some 12-step stuff and some real stuff. And that's really what it is. And I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I don't give legal advice. I don't give tax advice. People want to ask me about taxes. I get really weird. Because your situation is not my situation. Your trust indenture is not the trust indenture that I'm administering. You know what I'm saying? The estate that you're dealing with is a different estate that I'm dealing with. I don't know your specific situation. I'm not qualified to give tax advice or legal advice, so I just don't do it. What I do is speak on information and knowledge that I've acquired over time or through different mentors, and try to bring it to y'all in a manner to where it's easy to digest. At the same time, it puts you on a level to where you can spot the BS. You're not going to run out and listen to a year or two of the foundation and then suddenly be a trust master. It's not going to happen. I don't care how many times you listen to any of these podcasts out here, or these shows, or these calls, or whatever, these programs, whatever you call them. It doesn't matter. So I like to step on toes, but I also like to let you know, if I'm saying this in the public, what am I saying in the private? It's crazy. And some people catch that. They be like, man, you dropping it in the public, man. I had to talk to you in the private, man. It was good. Some people catch it, some people don't, but it is what it is. So moving forward, let's jump into this, man. Business trust. Like I said, there's over 80 different types of trust. When you get into a type of trust, you're really talking about the intent and purpose of the trust. And that is going to be described in the trust indenture in further detail, if necessary, within, minutes or resolutions of the board. What I want to jump on is, there's different ways to do business, or let me be more specific. There's different means by which one can interact in a commercial capacity in the commercial realm and, make profits or generate income, or however you want to look at it. But if you go to the IRS website, or you jump on Google and you do a Google search, different types of entities to start a business or anything like that, you're going to come across a lot of different options. You know what I'm saying? You're going to come across like LLC. You're going to come across a corporation. You're going to come across a sole proprietor. You're going to come across a partnership. You're going to come across they're going to have all these different types of, entities, how do they phrase it? Common entities or something like that. They use some like really, kind of cool language to kind of be cool and slick and try to make you make the mental connection that these are the only entities available, but they're not. That's number one. I just want to let y'all know that. And most of y'all who are listening to this or checking this out, whether live or not, understand that. But there's reasons why they don't speak about that. And I just want to talk about a couple of the reasons why they don't speak about any other type of, entity outside of those entities. and real quick, the Internal Revenue Service, or anyone within United States is not going to come out and say, hey, these are the types of structures you use to mitigate taxes. The Internal Revenue Service is their job is to collect taxes. It's revenue for them, internal revenue, internally within the United States. And we need to understand that. No one's going to come up and really put you on the game. You're not going to be walking down the street and say, hey, man, you look cool, man. Check this out. I'm going to put you on some game, baby. It's not really going to happen. Typically, it's not going to happen. Sorry to tell you. But it is what it is, right? You gotta find it. You got to get it. And that's what you're doing right now. You're trying to find it. You're trying to get it. The basis for the terminology common law trust in this connection is not the type of trust. Is not that this type of trust is a creature of the common law. So it's not a creature of the common law. It's not a common law trust, as distinguished from equity, but that the business trust is created under the common law of contracts and does not depend upon any statute of the state. Maybe that's why. That might be a reason why, they're not telling us about this. This is in Brown versus Donald. 216 SW2D 679. 216 SW2D679. If you want to look that up, you can look it up, man. Don't believe me. I wouldn't believe me. I could be, man, some high level finesser. There's a lot of them high level finessers out here. You know what I'm saying? Or one of the objectives of a business trust is to obtain for the associates most of the advantages of corporations without the authority of any legislative act and with the freedom from the restrictions and regulations generally imposed by law upon corporations. That's crazy. Or how about it has been held that public policy is not offended by permitting a business to be carried on by trustees who limit their liability to the trust estate, nor under the prevailing view do statutes authorizing limited liability partnerships and corporation by implication prohibit the creation of other types of organizations, such as business trusts, enjoying similar immunity by virtue of the common law. So I want to create a distinction real quick that, there are trusts and there's business trusts. There's two separate, distinct bodies of law to treat business trust versus trusts. Now, distinctions with business trust. Let's just go. It has a business purpose and a business intent. I want to speak first and foremost with regards to minimum contacts. Now, if you're smart, you want to reduce the number of minimum contacts with regards to your private estate. I'm going to say it again. You want to reduce the amount of minimum contacts with regards to your private estate. Now, look at your private estate as credit. And you don't want to use 100% of the credit, which means you don't want 100% of your estate to have minimum contacts, i.e., you don't want each trust within the estate to have some sort of minimum contact with the public. You want to limit the contact with the public with regards to the estate and the minimum contacts. So in regards to that, maybe you have a trust or two that only have minimum contacts, but minimum contacts include a bank account, use of Federal Reserve notes or currency, vehicle titles. So if you have vehicles or property titled in the name of the trust, that would be considered a minimum contact. Now, there are ways to rebut the presumption of a minimum contact in these specific ways, but I'm not going to get into that here. But I do want to say that, a lot of times when you're looking to structure your private estate, you want to get with someone who understands how minimum contacts work and how to minimize the exposure of the overall estate to minimum contacts. And you can hit us up at admin@welcometothefoundation.com. Holla at the trustee training. You will learn a bunch of stuff. You'll learn more than you need to in trustee training. Please believe, under promise, over deliver. So we got individual or sole proprietorship, one entity to do business, governed by legislation. You got a C corporation, S corporation, governed by legislation, created by legislation. You got partnership, limited partnerships in general, or general partnerships, governed by legislation. You got LLCs, governed by legislation. But when we're dealing with trust, we're dealing with an entity that is not, if you do it correctly, is not governed by legislation. Now, look, there's a lot of stuff out here with regards to pure trusts at common law and pure trusts at equity, and a lot of people think it's the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same. In my opinion, when it comes to equity jurisdiction or equity regardless, I think that is an inferior position to be when you're dealing with a trust. Equity is a legal system developed in England during the 7th century when the crown converted to Christianity. The king established a new court system whose leadership, the chancellor, was also the lead of the Church of England. Therefore, it is in every consideration an ecclesiastical court where the judges or chancellors try matters of conscience. Many of its terms, for example, are religious in nature, prayer for relief, invoking equity. Even the term chancellor, being corrupted from its original, was spelled today as canceller, one who cancels sins. As the head of the church in England, he had the power to remit sins. Courts of equity have jurisdiction over all statutory trusts. I'm going to say that again. Courts of equity have jurisdiction over all statutory trusts. I'm not interested in dealing with a trust that's dealing in equity that is governed by the same jurisdictional courts that govern statutory trusts. In England and her colonies, the two courts, the courts of law and the courts of equity, were merged so that today's judge is both a chancellor of sins, and a judge. The United States followed suit in the 1920s. In only a few of the Commonwealth states is law and equity still practiced separately. Unless one knows the difference, he may easily take his claim to a chancellor rather than to a judge. Chancellors have the power to interpret matters of conscience as might a priest. Judges, on the other hand, only referee the parties and interpret the law. Pay attention. Chancellors interpreting matters of conscience in today's moral climate gives rise to personal bias. If you don't believe it, look it up. A court and a judge which have equitable powers may not be the best place for your entity. Peer trust and 99% of the other so-called common law trusts will invoke equity jurisdiction even though there never needed to be any. Therefore, the judge is given the power to interpret the spiritual aspects of a pure trust. And with today's moral climate being what it is, surely wouldn't write a contract and then permit equity to interpret it. Common law trust organizations prevent that. That is something 99% of the rest of the so-called gurus or practitioners haven't even thought about. Further, because it's so easy to step into the arena by accidentally invoking equity somewhere or some other way, it should be very, very critical that you stay on top of your endeavors. The most important landmark case handed down by the United States Supreme Court concerning common law trusts is Hale v. Henkel, 201 U.S. 43. It has been used since 1906 more than 1,600 times in the Supreme Court. On the persuasive side in Hale v. Henkel, it was the United States Supreme Court, which was speaking the law of the land. Quote, the individual may stand upon his constitutional rights as a citizen. He is entitled to carry on his private business in his own way. His power to contract is unlimited. He owes no duty to the state or to his neighbors to divulge his business or to open his doors to an investigation. So far as it may tend to incriminate him, he owes no duty to the state since he receives nothing therefrom beyond the protection of his life and liberty. His rights are as such existed by the law of the land, long antecedent to the organization of the state, and can only be taken away from him by due process of law in accordance with the Constitution. Your right to contract is unlimited. Moving forward. A trust organization consisting of the U.S. constitutional right of contract cannot be abridged. The agreement, when executed, becomes a federal organization and not under the laws passed by any of the several legislatures. That is Crocker versus McCloy, MACCLOI, 649 U.S. SUPP 39 at AT 270. Statutory law binds the procedural structure and creates entities that arise out of privileges derived only from the state. Federal, state, and local statutory and regulatory authority is created by corporate United States or state constitutional mandate or the charter of a municipality to regulate the government and create the guidelines for the government's limitations with regard to the protected civil rights of private citizens. And remember, when I'm talking about minimum contacts, anyone or entity who partakes of the benefits or privileges of a given statute, or anyone who even places himself into a position where he may avail himself of those benefits at will, cannot reach constitutional grounds to redress grievances in courts against the given statute. This is Ashwandar versus TVA, 287 U.S. 2856 SCT 466. And this is what we know as the Ashwandar doctrine. You know, those of us who be out here doing that dance. What I want to put forth is, a business trust is an entity by which individuals may combine their resources to administer or operate a business for profit. A business trust is created when one or more individuals convey, transfer, or exchange legal title to assets to trustees. Then the trustees go out and do that dance. A business trust, or what we know as the Massachusetts Trust, or what some of us know as a complex trust, essentially also known as a common law trust or complex trust, is essentially a contractual business organization cast in the form of a trust. It is said to have originated in Massachusetts to circumvent a prohibition in the state against the organization of corporations to deal in real estate. Modern cases support the view that a business trust is an unincorporated business organization created by an instrument by which property is to be held and managed by trustees for the benefit and profit of such persons as may be or become the holders of transferable certificates evidencing the beneficial interest in the trust estate. Having an economic reality along with a business interest It is common known as a business trust, and because it finds its basis in the law of contract and does not depend upon any statute for its existence, it is sometimes called a common law trust. It may be stated as a general proposition that any one competent to contract may make such disposition of the legal title to his or her property as he or she pleases, may annex such conditions and limitations to its enjoyment as he or she chooses, and may vest it in trustees for the purpose of carrying out his or her intention. He or she has the same power to create trust as he or she has to alienate legal title to property. Look, these organizations originated because of the hostility of some states towards corporations, and due to the desire of those organizations the same to secure some of the advantages that would be secured by incorporating without incurring the burdens and restrictions resulting therefrom. First, check this out. Necessary characteristics of a business trust. First, a business trust must be a non-grantor trust formed under the common law and constitutional right of contract. Article 1, Section 10, in part states, no state shall pass any law impairing the obligation of contract. So a non-grantor trust. What is a grantor trust? Frankly speaking, a grantor trust is where the grantor creates the trust and then becomes a trustee. Look it up, though. Do your research, man. I could be crazy and insane and off my meds today. Don't take my word for it. Second, in order to have a valid contract, there must be a valid offer and acceptance of valuable consideration. Two or more parties involved, parties of legal age and competent understanding, and a termination date. Third, there can be no division of ownership in the trust assets. A lot of people are like, the title is bifurcated. The legal title being held by the trustees and the equitable title being held by the beneficiaries. You just say equitable title, you just call it an equity. Do you understand? In order to achieve all of the desired benefits, all evidences of ownership, both legal and equitable, must reside in the trustee. This form of absolute ownership by the trustee is referred to as fee simple absolute. This kind of allodial ownership enables the trustee to manage and dispose of the trust assets in whatever manner he may wish, in keeping with the terms specified in the trust document. Furthermore, the trust must be under the administration of an independent third-party trustee. The trust is irrevocable. It is managed by the trustee, who may appoint officers or agents. Fourth, the business trust, like all trusts, must have beneficiaries. Some companies selling unincorporated business organizations, some trust gurus, some of these fools try to tell you that their trusts have something else. Units of certificates of interest are still units of certificates of interest, no matter what you call them. Therefore, the receiver of any distribution of a trust is a holder of at least one unit of interest or a fractional part thereof. Always. Always. Fifth, the trust must avoid those corporate attributes which would cause it to be treated and taxed like a corporation under statutory provisions regulating corporations. Check this out. A lot of people jump out here and they think they're smart, or they caught the wrong guru and gave them everything, so it must be real, right? And they jump out here and they be doing their trust them private for years. And the IRS comes through and pops an audit off and goes back all of those years and says, hey, you were filing a 1041 trust return, but the organization was operating more closely like an association, therefore it was taxed as an association, and because you didn't pay the associated tax, associated with your operation of an association. There are taxes associated with that association. There's fees and fees from the inception of this so-called trust. You don't want to be in one of those positions. Most trust gurus won't tell you that. They're for fear of you won't complete the sale. Luckily, I'm not a salesman. I'm a trustee. I'm a contractor. I offer and I accept and perform or provide consideration. I'm not out here selling nothing. So I'm going to tell y'all, I'm going to let y'all know. There's people out here that operate, feel like that they doing trust dances for years. Yeah, I'm out here. Yeah, I'm doing my dance. I'm private. I'm smart. I figured it out on my own. Yeah. And then here come the Internal Revenue Service showing you the badges, all these different letters, these different people showing up, maybe showing up at your business, showing up at your house. Man, look, you can't get a hold of your guru, can you? Now you call him Sot, and Sot's like, look, man, I can't help you with that, man. I can help you with trustee training. And you're like, oh, that's not what I'm looking for. It is what you're looking for. It's what you were looking for all them years ago, too. But do your dance, man. Four corporation attributes are: 1, centralized management; 2, continuity of life; 3, limited personal liability of trustees; and 4, easy transferability of beneficial interest in trust. If the trust possesses any 3 of these attributes, it will be treated as a corporation. As long as a business trust established to operate a business does not have the 3 attributes of a corporation, it will not be treated or taxed like a corporation. In general terms, a business trust will provide benefits and flexibility not available with other forms of business organization. As a result, you may want to consider truly understanding these types of contracts cast in the form of trust. Man, what else do I want to say, man? We're starting to run out of time, man. Let me look at my notes. One of the main benefits that people use a business trust for is for raising capital without having to register with the SEC. So, you can offer investors certificates of beneficial interest because it's a private contractual entity and not government legislation, not SEC and any other type of legislation. So it can definitely do private offerings. There are a lot of stipulations with that, but it's all the time. And basically let's say just by happenstance you got a trust that has been assigned a real estate property that generates income and has equity in it. You can put together a trust document or a prospectus showing that y'all going to pull out the equity, you're going to get this money, and then from investors, and then you're going to put the equity, and then you're going to make this business move, buy another, maybe buy a fourplex or a 10-unit apartment building, and then generate a certain profit on that investment, and then they can cash out at a certain time with a certain amount of profit, or however you want to do it. But I'm not giving you advice. I'll be completely lying to y'all. You might want to, hey, you never know. But it is used all the time. And then you hear about REITs, real estate investment trust. What do you think that is? It's a trust. It really is. Tax management. A properly designed and operated business trust can provide the ability to control, manage, and perhaps limit both estate tax and current tax liabilities. It's also recommended as a caveat to read and understand the entire title, Title 26, United States Code, so that false or misleading information is not circulated to anybody who desires to preserve their estate. Preserve fact. For example, Social Security Handbook states a beneficiary of a trust which operates a trade or business is not engaged in a trade or business because the trust, rather than a beneficiary, is engaged in the activity. This means that a trust beneficiary or holder of capital units who receives passive income as a K-1 distribution rather than W-2 wages will realize a tax savings on self-employment taxes and a tax saving on corporate taxes. Since many business operators pay out more in personal Social Security tax than in personal withholding, this can constitute a significant savings. Furthermore, a properly designed, operated business trust is not subject to corporate tax on dividends. According to the Internal Revenue Code, a trust that distributes all of its income each year to its beneficiaries is allowed to treat such distribution as a deduction to the trust, resulting in no taxable income to the trust. The beneficiaries will be required to declare the income as a taxable income on their own personal returns. If the income of the trust is not distributed, then the trust is required to pay taxes at 39.6%, which scares a lot of people. They'd be like, what? 39.6%? What? This provides a significant advantage over corporate structure. Simple contractual business trusts are required to pass all income to the beneficiaries every year. I'm reading from this document, a comprehensive introduction to the unincorporated business organization. If y'all want to get your hands on this document, email admin at welcometothefoundation.com and just, throw in comprehensive document. Just put that. You ain't even gotta say nothing to me. I know y'all too good for me anyways. No, I'm just playing. I love y'all. But no, just for time purposes, just throw in, comprehensive document. Put in comprehensive. If you just throw in document from the show, I ain't gonna know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna know what you're talking about. So throw in there comprehensive document and I'll email it to you for the free, not for the fee. That's how I'm getting down out here. So with that being said, let me see what we got. We got 7 minutes left in the broadcast. What am I gonna do? What are we doing? All right, I'll take a phone call or two, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Yo, I prepped hella for this show. I gave it to y'all. I hope y'all appreciate it. I hope y'all email me admin at welcometothefoundation.com if you're interested in jumping into trustee training. I suggest it. You're setting up an entity that's going to be multi-generational. You might want to get all the information you possibly can while you can. My brothers and sisters. But, or you can do that ego dance and think you got it. And then, highly potentially, pay serious consequences later, or not even your successors, and inherit these problems that you didn't even know existed, so they weren't even prepared for. It's crazy. But I'm going to jump into the phone lines. Yo, we got 5 minutes left in the broadcast. I'll stream a little bit, probably. You better call in 424-222-5250. Otherwise, you cut off. You cut off 929-4056. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, my brother Sot. This is Sister Yvette. Peace, kings and queens. Peace, all the communities. My brother, that was excellent teaching tonight. I am so proud of you because you told the communities, you told all those out there what's really going on. The thing about it is we need the trustee training. Yeah, you're going to get the gurus out here, and they out here. They are definitely out here because they send me emails all the time, and I just laugh. You want to fleece my people. You want to jerk them. You want to string them along because, yeah, you're going to get a couple of thousands from maybe a little 100, 200, 300 of us. Yeah, you're going to fleece us. You're going to string us along. You're going to put all these PDFs up and sell them for all these hundreds or thousands of dollars. And if my people don't know, they're going to say, yeah, I'm doing my dance. I got it. I got it. No, you don't. You all don't have it. Because the thing about it is they're going to sell you these documents, and you're going to think you're doing your dance. You're going to be doing the dance, but it ain't going to be out here in the real world. You're going to be behind them prison bars messing with these folks. Because when they all gone, they're not going to answer your phone calls. They're not going to answer your emails. They're not going to get back to you. And some of them will even change their websites or their phone numbers. So y'all sitting there thinking you doing your dance, you ain't really doing your dance. What you all need to do is get into this trustee training, get all that information, and study for yourselves. Because at the end of the day, God forbid my brother go, y'all going to be in trouble. Because they got some real wolves out here, and they're not playing. Some of them looking at their luxury cars and their luxury mansions, and they ain't got you in that picture. So kings and queens, y'all need to get your trustee training in. And to all the new trustees, we love and applaud all the beginners. I am so proud of all of y'all that invested in your education. You could not have done anything better than what you did. I am so proud of you all. Study, get your heads right so you could do the real dance. And when you get over that wall, make sure you pull some of your brothers and sisters. And another thing, surround yourself with positive people. You don't need nobody bringing you down. You don't need nobody hindering your dance or putting no stumbling blocks in your way. And because you in trustee training, don't make anybody feel less than. Nobody's smarter than anybody. I've been in trustee training for a minute, and I'm still studying. That does not mean I'm stupid. That means I'm going to make sure I get it right. Kings and queens, communities, invest in your private education. And another thing, kings and queens, when he said admin at Welcome to the Foundation, that's what he means. Don't ask certain questions on the public airways. I keep reminding you all because we have people that are ruthless that come to sit in amongst us, and they just laying for us. And they know what we're doing. That's why everything is getting locked down. That's why we say admin and welcome to the foundation. Kings, queens, communities, invest in your private education. My brother, in the private, I pray all is well with you and the family. Peace to the gods. Peace, communities.
Appreciate you, sister. I really do. Yes, thank you. Thank you for them kind words. And she's right. She's right. She's telling the truth. 718-8092. Sister, I really appreciate that, though. I appreciate you coming through. 718-8092. Peace. Which name are you calling from?
All right, peace, Soel. This is me, Daryl. I'm calling from New York. Hey, Soel, hey. I saw something on TV. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. I saw something. They got this new Monopoly game out, how to cheat. I saw it. I don't know if it's like new, but I was like, wow, they got a new Monopoly game out that tells how to cheat. The game is about cheating. Did you hear about that?
Oh. No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, I'm looking at it online right now, but it's Monopoly Cheaters Edition by Hasbro. It's 2018, but yeah, Cheaters Edition by Hasbro.
Wow,
it's amazing, you know. Yeah. It's amazing. They're telling people how to, cheat. Now. You know. But I know you're going to take another call. That we'll talk later, okay? Stay strong and live long, man.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you soon.
You know, Yeah, sometimes you tell me like, yo, you hate to see people, and I'm one that wants to go to pain, but I brush it off. So I was wondering if that's me.
So I hate to what?
I said, I'm one. You know, a lot of people we don't like to go to the doctors and everything. And you know, one time you was talking about, you know, sometime you know, people you know, we don't get ourselves together, you know, and it's sad that, you know, we don't get ourselves together. And you know, I just feel like sometimes I brush off a little pain, and then sometimes it turns into something bigger, you know. So you know, I just, you know, it's just a funny thing, you know. You know, some people can see something wrong, and you know, I know. Yeah.
Some people take care of their physical
there.
possessions more than they take care of themselves.
Yeah.
I've seen people take care of their cars more than they take care of themselves.
Yeah, like doctors take care of people, but they don't take care of themselves. You know, I'm doing my best not to be one of them. You know,
the homies got the most expensive rims with the Pirelli tires, and they be rubbing their leather inside their car when they need Cheetos. Be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're not even around to take care of it because they never took care of themselves. Yeah.
Real words, man.
I'm looking to not be one of them. You know. Hey, listen. I'll catch up with you later. I'm gonna let you take the next caller. Peace and love, man.
I appreciate you coming, man. Have a great week. Peace and love.
You too.
Let me jump down here a little bit. 602-9705. Peace. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, so Robert? How you doing over there, too?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing well, but I'm coming to you live from under a greasy old truck right now. Still listening in.
Oh, yeah?
Got nothing but love,
good.
Man.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank
you. I appreciate it.
Trying to keep it cracking. You know, we got a little one on the way. We're just trying to make it happen until it gets here. I just want to share some love, man. Once again, let you know how much we miss you, bro. We really do. Me and the whole family, we love nothing but listening to the truth from you and all the other brothers and sisters we got to share with, you know, what's in the heart, what's in the experiences. You know, we don't need to share each other's experiences. So, man, things are going well. You know, just want to report we're getting ready to start the next journey in agriculture. You know, we're trying to do that mountain man thing you was talking about, growing our own food, you know, getting our own lot, you know, tapping the ground, getting our own clean water, things like that. In the area of aquaponics, because we found all the research, you know, maybe some of y'all want to think about this. We're trying to also manufacture what's called aquaponic systems. It's the same thing as in hydroponics. Hydroponics is growing plants without soil. And all the places that we tried to find for property, when testing the soil, it's amazing how every farmland, everywhere, just about anywhere that you find is got some sort of toxicity of one level or another, an arsenic. You know, things have just gotten raped over the years from fertilizers and pesticides and things like that. So we chose to use a type of farming called aquaponics, which is soilless farming and using fish to help fertilize the plants, being the highest quality and nutritious that we could find, as well as feeding the plants back to the fish. And so this endeavor's, you know, looking beautiful, and we want to be able to bring little small hobby kits or whatever to people so you can put in your living room, your kitchen, your balcony if you got an apartment, something like that, so we could all grow fresh vegetables on a regular. So we just want to share a little bit of that with you, man. Thank you. Let you know we appreciate you. And
okay,
and
you got a website? Are you selling those or
no,
what?
Man.
You got a website?
No, we're working on different, you know, just manufacturing small little kits so far, so we can figure out when we are through our little prototype series when we start manufacturing. We'll definitely link up so we can let everybody in the community know what's up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
And a little bit more of my experience on the trustee for any of y'all listening. been a faithful listener for, man, I don't know, it feels like a decade already. A minute. And, from way back from before Foundation and all that good stuff. Spent some good time with Yusef. He took care of us, took care of us in a couple pinches and things like that. So for all my people listening, I just hope to do nothing more than encourage y'all, especially under this grease yell truck. We work on semi-trucks, and, I still put my hand on my back to labor in ways that I still would not prefer. Having known trustee training, accomplished in some areas and not accomplished in some areas. One of the best things I could give you all is the process is something that can be miraculous to us all, similar to, I don't know, like a brother of mine. He's a veteran. He lost a leg, and when he got his new leg, he became a new man. And I have not accomplished everything that I wanted in the trustee fashion and in the business sense so far, because I've been blessed in the areas of being able to maintain where we're at for quite a few seasons. Now we're going to step to the next level, and the next level requires getting back into trustee training so that we can really brush up on what we've done and really fine tune it, because I know for a fact that I should not be, I'm not in no regrets, but I should not be up underneath these type of trucks, because this process is like me having that other half a leg that's still missing. And it can be tough when you are missing a member. And from knowing from my experience and have my hands in it a little here, a little there, but not 100%, y'all, this is a process that really can be trusted for the longevity of your life. I've seen the fruit of it. I've tasted it, still am now. It's helped me step out from an employee, changing my W-2s to a 1099 independent contractor many years ago, which gave me the encouragement and the financial means to help start the different incorporations that we've started to get us where we're at, so that we can make the income in 10, 15 hours that we was doing in 50, 60 hours, and that's a beautiful thing. And for me, nothing more. It gives me nothing more than the time to be able to spend with my children, man. The most beautiful thing I never knew, My daddy told me don't work and break your back like I'm doing now, but I now know that there's a better way. We've gotten a taste of it, but the next step is going to help get us to a level of freedom. We're going to stay in this industry because we're already planted and rooted, and we're going to get the rest of our processes finished up so that the processes can do the work for us instead of us doing the work. Even 15 hours of this hard labor, 20 hours to me is too much anymore. My body just ain't interested. And, for all of us who need to grow up, man, we can still grow. We can still make the move, whether we got whatever our holdbacks, setbacks, excuses, pains, trauma, tragedy, or whatever it is. Just turn one page at a time. Just read it. It don't matter if it takes you 2 days to read a page and comprehend it. Ask a question. Google it. Talk to your boy. There's more resources that we have in each other than we realize. So please be encouraged from my struggle and my physical pains and my experience to yours, that you guys, there's more than what we've been taught to just labor with our body. We need to labor our mind and put our mind to use, because our mind has been held captive, by the pirates of the land. So please, y'all, be encouraged. From my family to yours, nothing but love. Sister Yvette, so all y'all brothers and sisters out there, I love nothing more than hearing y'all voices is so encouraging, because we know after being in this process all these years, this is like, man, looking around, we're feeling like we're in a zombie apocalypse, because we are the 1% in a big sense. So please, y'all, just be encouraged, keep doing your thing so that you can get free. Whether you're an employee, do your 1099 thing, and you can stay an employee if you got to stay an employee for a while. Work, do what you got to do. You don't have to be a business owner. You don't have to do all that glorious stuff. But if you trust in the process, you can help free you to a place that you've never been before. So I just want to give my encouragement once again for my struggle and my aches and pains. I know it can be done. I have done it, doing it now, and it will be getting even better here in the future. So we're coming up to the next level. So I'll be looking forward to talking to you again, bro, because it's time to take some more action in the places that you help point us in these directions. So thanks again, man. Nothing but love from above and all around, man. We all protected. Just you guys got to trust and have a little faith in yourself, because that's the greatest God you'll ever know if you get to know him.
True. I like it. I love it. I definitely agree with what you're saying. I appreciate you. I appreciate the kind words, but more importantly, I appreciate the fact that you said you're going to get back in the trustee training. So, that's cool.
That's correct.
That's real cool.
You'll be hearing from me. And we support you, brother. Me, my kids, my wife, we all got your back, man. So, same with the rest of y'all who got their hearts in the right place. Keep on your grind. I'm out.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Have a great night.
You too, bro.
All right, peace. All right, that's it. I love y'all on the callers, but man, I'm out of here, man. I did my dance. Look, trustees, if y'all looking for that document, it's gonna be in the folder. So if you a trustee, don't email me, man. Documents in the folder, probably trust books or something. I'll make sure it's there in the next day or so. Everyone else, email me if you want the document. Comprehensive document. That's all you got to do is put it in the title. Admin at welcometothefoundation.com. You want a consultation. You want to get your business off the ground. You want to set up your business credit. If you want more information on credit profile numbers, if you want more information on how to get some gold, your hands on some gold, if you're interested in trustee training, admin at welcometothefoundation.com. We'll get back to you. Welcometothefoundation.com. At the very least, sign up for the email list. But there's a PDF section, and there's a lot of information on there, and it's pretty cool. It looks dope, I think, personally, whatever. But with that being said, another week, another show, another, like my guy Mellow Bay used to say, another brick in the foundation. I don't know. Matter of fact, Mellow Bay, where you at, man? Anyways, I do this for y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all checking out the show regularly, religiously, just constantly. I really appreciate it. I love y'all. Y'all the reason why I do this. I just want y'all to be informed. I want y'all to be in a better position. I want y'all to have more hope. I want y'all to be, more appreciative. I want y'all to take more steps. Maybe take some more risks. Try that thing that you were meaning to try. Do it. Whether it's you wanted to paint something, or you wanted to start your business, or, whatever you were looking to do. You wanted to go skiing. It don't matter to me. Just live a little, man. We all got a lot of stuff going on, but, you got to take time to live. And living isn't just thinking about bills and the next money and the next dollar that's coming in, what the things that you don't like about your life. Sometimes you just chill, have a good time, Me personally, my life changed when I actually made that mental decision that I had put in enough work, and I had dealt with enough bull crap, basically, and it was my turn to now start having a good life. My life actually changed after I made that decision mentally. So make the decision. Think of all the things that you've been through, all the negativity, negative situations, all the times you got swindled, lied to, just disrespected, let down, disappointed. And put all that up into a basket and weigh it. And don't you think it's time for you to, start enjoying your life? Don't you think you put in enough work, dealt with enough negativity to now have a positive life? And now wake up every day, every morning, getting out of bed looking for that, for what's owed to you? And not, disrespectfully, but are you owed a positive life? Have you lived and dealt with enough negativity? Is it time for it to turn around? I don't know. That's on you. But, making mental decisions will change your life. Writing it down helps a lot, too. The first law is mentalism. Just so y'all know. At the same time, everything I said, look it up. I could be crazy, man. They could have gave me these pills, gave me shock treatment. I walked in here, jumped on the internet, and just started talking. You never know. And I really suggest you look up, everything that I be talking about, and I be, read the Supreme Court cases. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff, man. It's really interesting. It's like some of the best books and novels are in Supreme Court cases. A lot of that stuff is really dry and boring, but you find some really funny, dope, weird, crazy stuff on those things. But I'm rambling. I love y'all. Y'all have a great week. Enjoy yourself. Before you go to sleep, I want y'all to think of 10 things that you're thankful for in your life. 10 things that make you happy, that, really thankful, that whether it's your wife or your husband or your daughter or your son or your mom or your grandma or your health, or the fact that you got a job. It might be weak as hell, but you got a job and other people don't. Either way, 10 things. And, I'm going to do my dance, do my diligence, do my studies. I'm going to bring you a great show next week for the foundation. But I love y'all. Y'all have a great week. Enjoy yourself. Like I said, show some love, receive some love, and quit tripping in traffic. Calm down. It's not personal. Peace to the guys.
Doing this thing all the way live. High Frequency Radio.